Yeah, I mean, very big. I think be able to go out there on fourth down and execute and make some big time plays is really the difference in that game right there. So, that's what it comes down to is just going out there, executing, and those got to have it plays. And we made plays tonight, everybody.
What was the conversation between you and Matt to go for him the last time there?
Yeah, I mean, we were staying aggressive. We got a chance to go out there and ice the game, not even give them a chance to get the ball back. And we stayed aggressive, and I love it. We made plays right there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Wicks really struggled with drops last year. To make some of the catches he did today, what does that say about kind of the work he put in this offseason?
Yeah, it's all about the work. I think he obviously was challenged, and to come in and be able to make these plays that he's making this year is amazing. And he stepped up, and obviously today he had a really big day and 2 touchdown catches. So, I'm happy for him, very proud of him. But it's all the work he's put in. He's kept his head down, kept grinding, and I think everything is kind of paying off for him.
What'd you see in that last play? And do you consider that a 50-50 ball, or what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's man coverage across the board. We had a route on the outside that we could have thrown, and, I kind of like the matchup on the inside, just running across, and Wicks did a good job just pushing up and breaking him across. And, you throw him up a ball that it's going to be a contested catch. A guy's draped on his back, and he did a great job of just fighting through the contact and making that catch right there. And, that's kind of what this game came down to. We knew coming in this week what type of defense they play and what it's going to take from the receivers, tight ends, everybody. And, he went out there and made that big-time play to ice the game.
The fourth down touchdown to him it was a 4th and 2, I think. Was that the call to take the shot, or did you see something at the line that made you think that's where you're going? What happened there?
No, that was a call we had. Something that we got a look earlier that we came back and kind of made an adjustment off that earlier call. And just like I said, another play where it's man coverage and guys got to go win. And Wicks did a good job on the route, and obviously to be able to make that catch with a safety coming at him and getting a hit on him was awesome.
It's 4th and 3, and you can get a first down easily there. What is in your mentality to say, well, throw it down there in the end zone? It's either a touchdown or not.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's kind of the look we saw, early on a different play we ran. And we felt like we could take advantage if we did something a little bit different, ran a different route. And, that's what we went with. And, obviously, like you said, it's 4th down. You got to make a play anywhere. And to be able to make one in the end zone and come away with 7 right there was huge.
How big is this for the team in terms of the division race, season sweep, all of that, now that you've won?
Very big. Obviously we knew what was at stake with this game, and obviously just with every division game we have. And, in the NFC North, it's a tight race. There's a lot of good football teams in our division. So we got to come out here and handle business every time we get those ops. And, obviously we know this 3-game stretch we've had with, the Vikings and now the Lions and then going with the Bears next week. But, it's you got to come in and win these games and, try and control your own destiny by winning out.
I know when you're on the sideline in between drives, I know you're looking at the tablet reviewing stuff. Do you ever just sit on the bench and watch Micah?
Definitely. I try and get there and, look at the tablet. And I try and get through the stuff as fast as possible and see what the looks are. And obviously talk about any adjustments we make. But then after that, I'm trying to get up and go watch the defense, not just Micah, but everybody out there. I'm trying to stay in the game and just see what they're doing and see how the momentum's going. But, I mean, he's a problem out there. It's definitely fun to watch him. And just the way he's able to go out there and dominate is awesome.
Jordan, you guys, what's up? Start of the second half, the defense gets the 4th down stop, you go out and hit Christian over the top. Can you just kind of take us through that play call and the execution?
Yeah, another play that, we talked about at halftime of, a look we saw earlier and something we wanted to try and take advantage of. And, I think it starts with, like you said, the stop the defense was able to come up with. And, that's where we've talked all season. We got to go out there and play complementary ball and obviously take advantage of the field position and the big time stop that the defense did. And to, go 2 plays and be able to, hit a big explosive play for a touchdown was, it's everything that we've been, hoping for and trying to get. And, just a great job by Christian, great job by the O-line, to be able to give me that much time to be able to throw a deep one and just a big time play. But that's the complementary ball we got to keep trying to stack and keep building upon.
I asked you about consistency on Tuesday and kind of the lack of it. So how'd you get there today? I mean, it's been kind of a slog for like the last couple of months, and today you guys have talked usually can get on that.
Yeah, it's all about guys going out there and making plays. You know, that's what we always say. To be consistent, you got to go out there and make plays, win your matchups, win your one-on-ones, and everybody did that. You know, O-line did a great job, pass protection all day, and guys went out there and made plays. Like I said, we knew what type of game it was going to be, what the type of style of defense they want to play, and you know, we were able to go out there and make plays. But that's how you become consistent. Is just going out there and making play after play, drive in, drive out.
Run game look any better to you the last couple weeks?
Yeah, you know, I think today was a game where we were going to have to pass it. You know, we're going to have to win a game in the air. Like I said, you know, they're a team that's going to load the box and try and take away that run, and they do a good job at it. And, you know, I think run game, there was some good stuff there, but going against that style of defense, you got to win sometimes with the pass. That's what we did.
During the play before to Watson, was that anything similar to what you do to Wicks for the completion, or a completely different play?
It was a different play. You know, he was more running a basic across the middle. But, you know, another one of those plays, like I said, where it's a contested catch, guy on your back, and got to find a way to make it a play. And the DB did a good job, you know, being able to play through his hands and break it up. But, yeah, it was a little bit of a different route.
What's that? Can you describe the feeling of playing that pass to Wicks and won the game?
It's awesome. You know, it's a great feeling. Obviously, game on the line right there, fourth down. Got to have a play and to be able to throw one up. And for him just to make that catch, you know, it's phenomenal. But it's awesome to be able to, you know, put the game away right there on a got to have it play is something that, you know, you know in the game there's going to be opportunities and there's going to be moments where you got to make big time plays. And that was a big time play.
You've been watching a lot of these games. I think we had fourth quarter comebacks coming into this. Where's that come from? Is that something that you're born with? Where does that late game success come from?
It's just staying the course. You know in the game that in the NFL, you know, something I feel like I've learned is all these games come down to the last couple plays, you know, last couple minutes in the game. And that's when you got to be at your best to be able to go out there and put these games away. And like I said, it's not just me, it's everybody, you know, going out there and making those plays when it matters most. And, you know, we've had moments where we've gone out there and we haven't made those plays before. And I think from those moments you learn, you grow, you find that confidence to just go out there and keep going. Play in, play out, and you know, find ways to go out there and win. But if you want to win, you got to make those plays and got to go out there and earn the right to win.
Have you ever seen a big man jump on a ball like Rashid did on the hollow?
Man, that was great by him. But that was, you know, it's one of those plays where the ball comes out and, you know, it happens so fast where, you know, we always talk about as the O-line covering downfield and guys running to the ball because you never know when the ball's going to come out. Things happen, but you know, for Sheed, you know, I know he's an athlete and probably played maybe running back in the day, but to be able to get on that ball and secure it was, you know, it obviously saved us points right there.
Jordan, did you see anything from Matt this week that said, you know, he could go forward on fourth downs all the way through, I'm going to match Dan Campbell play his style? Did he make that clear to you during the week, or is it you?
No, we've talked. You know, Matt wanted to definitely stay aggressive in this game, and we had conversations all week. Like I said, that you know it's going to come down to the pass game. We got to go win it in the air, and you know I think it's just the confidence he has in everybody on the offense to be able to go out there and make those plays. And you know it's one of those games you got to be aggressive. You got to stay aggressive to go win it because we know. I mean, it's a really good offense on the other side of the ball, and you want to stay away from trying to give them the ball back. But you know I love the mindset to be aggressive right there.
You mentioned fourth down being a difference. How about time to throw? You've had time to throw often, and Jared Goff did not.
Yeah, I mean that's I think that's always a difference maker in games. And, you know, that's a big credit to our O-line. You know, battling in there, giving me plenty of time back there to be able to, you know, make those throws and be able to see what the defense is doing. But you know, obviously there's a really good D-line on that side, and you know, it's a big time performance by them, and really the reason why we were able to go out there and do what we did.